Goedendag, van harte welkom bij deze presentatie van Toerisme de Navarra. Over Navarra ga ik u niks vertellen. Ik wil u wel er even op wijzen dat mocht u tijdens de presentatie vragen hebben, dan heeft u de live chat. U kunt ook altijd een bezoek natuurlijk brengen aan de stand van Navarra bij de vakantie online beurs. En anders een mail naar ons kantoor sturen: infolaya@tourspain.ts. Aan het eind van de presentatie vertel ik u nog even iets over een quiz, maar ik wil wel vast even verklappen dat u een hele mooie prijs kunt winnen. Namelijk een verblijf voor 2 personen gedurende een weekend op een camping in Navarra en bovendien nog een leuke fietsroute daarbij. Ik wens u heel veel plezier en geef nu graag het woord aan Anna van Toerisme de Navarra.
Very much, Marlies. My name is Ana Lizarraga. Hello, everyone. And we are here with my colleagues, Jose Maria and Beatriz, to offer you a presentation of the Navarre effect. First of all, we are going to see where Navarre is, just to know that we are at the entrance of Spain. We can see the map. Here you are at the north of France in Netherlands, and you can get Navarre going through France and to arrive to the north of Spain. Navarre is the entrance of Spain. So coming back to the Navarre effect, we are going to see a video of our lovely country. Maria, tell us something about our spectacular and sustainable landscapes and places to practice cycling, hiking, and so on, according to the Navarre effect.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that the Navarre effect is, for me, that feeling that overcomes you when the nature hit that sweet spot. And that's why I like to show you this Navarre, which is a land of transition in which 4 different climates coexist. But basically, it means to get into nature. Since we have different climates, from the north and the Pyrenees with the Irati forest, which is the largest forest in Western Europe in terms of beeches and oaks. To the south, where we can find probably the northmost desert of Europe. So from the mountain peaks and green valleys of the Pyrenees to the south, we have only 90 kilometers. This is an amazing contrast between the two landscapes.
Mhm.
So it's a perfect place to practice outdoor sports, particularly hiking and also cycling. Discovering the landscapes. We have refurbished 5 greenways, which there were old railways. And also we have the Eurovelo 1 and the Eurovelo 3, which are coming from actually Netherlands towards the south of the Iberian Peninsula.
Okay, thank you very much, Jose Maria. Now we are going to see how to enjoy this marvelous and spectacular landscape we have in the picture. Sorry, because we have some services to enjoy it. Please, video. Okay, and now it is time to talk about our history related to landscapes, because we have several small companies living in the forest of Irati as well as in Bardenas that can offer us all these services. We will see it in the next video, please.
We are Alberto Campo and Coldo Villalba, nature guides and cultural guides of the company Itari Natura.
Navarre is a land of diversity. Talking about Navarre is talking about ancestral history. Here we have the oldest language of Europe, Euskera. Talking about Navarre is talking about myths, legendary battles, art. Never forget the way of St. James, Camino de Santiago. Navarre is gastronomy, but it's also a privileged place due to the degree of preservation of its nature and landscape.
You can be in a desert like in Bardenas, and in the same day, visit the Alpine peaks of the Pyrenees in Roca Valley, going from the Mediterranean landscape to one of the best examples of Atlantic forest, like the place that we are now, the Irati Forest, which is the second biggest European forest, just after the German Black Forest. Hemingway said that it was the last medieval forest in Europe.
If you come to Navarre, you'll be able to travel it comfortably through an extensive net of long distance and local paths, accompanied, if you wish, by the culture and local guides of Navarre, who will be at your disposal to show you what is not usually seen and give a deeper sense to your experience.
Anytime it's good to come and enjoy our paths and culture. In winter, we can go over our paths with snowshoes or skiing in the higher areas, or enjoy the blooming of flowers and the singing of the birds in spring. During the summer, you can walk on the shadow without leaving your forest, or bathing in crystal clear water rivers. In autumn, pick up and taste the seasonal products such as mushroom and wander with the incredible range of colors that decorate our forest and river gorges.
We have over 1,000-year-old castles and villages which defending our old kingdom of Navarre, and prehistoric monuments of over 5,000 years, and all this in an area of very low population density, where tranquility, if you seek it, it's guaranteed.
Okay, thank you to our local guides that are willing to welcome you. And now it is time to escapades. We have the capital town, Pamplona, and 2 more cities, Tudela and Estella. All the 3, in total, the population of Navarre will be more or less the same population as the capital town of Netherlands. So it is a region non-massified at all. And the capital town in Navarre, Pamplona, has more or less 200,000 inhabitants. So if you escape, even if you escape to one of our capitals, Pamplona, Tudela of Navarre, Pamplona is the jewel of Romanic and other historical monuments, and one of the greenest capitals all over Europe as well. Tudela in the Ebro River, it has been a kind of a mixture of cultures, Jewish, Muslim, and Christians, and it remains there, several of their offer. And Estella is in the Pilgrim's Way of Santiago. Let's talk something about the Pilgrim's Way of Santiago. Please, video. Okay, so embark on the way of St. James, but in style. The end of St. James' Way is Santiago de Compostela, but the beginning, the entrance is Navarre. The Camino begins in Navarre. So it's the gateway of St. James Camino of the Iberian Peninsula. And now we know that you have several figures surfing in our website. That is our first time we present our website in English, and that's in the Netherlands market. And it is very important, apart from talking or watching the French road that is the pride of Navarre, to let you know that the Jacobeo, the Holy Year, is going to last 2 years, not only 1 year as usual, but 2 years. So you have the opportunity to do it in 22 and 21. 21 and 22. So we are going to see one video with the offer of our services for this experience as well, Effect Navarre experience in the Jacobeo way. Please, video.
My name is Ursula from Pilgrim Pathways. The Camino de Santiago is the first European cultural itinerary for its social and cultural value, as well as being a UNESCO World Heritage Site for its outstanding universal value. The pilgrimage to the tomb of the Apostle St. James from the most remote corners of the world is a unique phenomenon. Navarra is the gateway of pilgrim Europe and preserves a magnificent Jacobean cultural legacy along the nearly 400 kilometers covered by the 4 routes that cross its territory. In the Pyrenees, in the north of Navarra, on the so-called French Way, one of the most important of the pilgrim roads, we find Roncesvalles, with her Gothic cloister and the church of Santa Maria la Real, the first important Jacobean enclave in Spain. A landscape of beech and oak trees, cattle pastures and villages born from the Camino with the typical rhythms of rural life will accompany our first steps until we reach the city of Pamplona. The harmonious architectural beauty of the Romanesque hermitage of Santa Maria de Unate, which has been the subject of innumerable theories as to its origins and the reason for its location, make it one of the most enigmatic churches of the entire Camino. Additionally, competing interpretations of its symbolism and purpose. At Puente la Reina, we will cross the town medieval bridge over the Arga River, continuing along an old Roman road across vineyards towards La Rioja. On the way, we will visit Estella, a city noted by Aymeric Picot for its beauty, joy, and good food in the 20th century in the Codex Calixtinos. Come to Navarra and celebrate with us the Holy Year, the Xacobeo 2021. Get to know its natural beauty and cultural legacy, both of which are part of the shared history that played a role in the formation of Europe, the pilgrimage to Santiago de Compostela.
So now, after the adrenaline of the experience of the Camino, a bit of relax. Beatriz?
Yes, I'm going to tell you what's the Navarra effect for me. Close your eyes and imagine yourself in a non-crowded destination, all huge extensions of green landscape only for you. It's going to be difficult to find somebody else. And a glass of wine in your hand, one of our denomination wines, and just discovering different flavors. This is the Navarra effect for me. It's time for pamper yourself and relax. We haven't suffered really hard times. So this is the past. And now I invite you to come to Navarra to feel these beautiful landscapes and wellness treatments, giving you a real gift. You can use spas and taking care of yourself.
Okay, a bit video about wellness and falling in love with Navarra effect. Okay, perfect. We can't finish without a good cuisine, Beatriz.
Yes, discover new flavors. Give a real treat of your palate. Well, we know that gastronomy tourism is a complement very important in our trip. We have lovely vegetables and a very varied gastronomy as our landscape, of course. It have a flash on our food. But overall, what is very important for us is the tradition of going for pinchos. What's pinchos? Pinchos is a real custom we have in which you share with friends, family, a couple, You share special small portions of a very high-level cuisine in miniature. We can have traditional pinchos that you can taste every day in different bars, outside, standing up, in the terraces, and as well surprising pinchos from the 21st century, we could say, very, very innovative. We are going to see a small video about what does it mean tasting Navarra.
Come on over. Let me tell you all about it. The main thing, local seasonal produce, with just the right amount of sunshine, rain and cold. Then the produce is ripe for picking and it's fiesta time. These are sensations, emotions, as if each mouthful fills your palate with music, with colours. The ingredients? Take note. Green, all the greens and the breeze that stirs the leaves. The 1,000 shades of white. The spiciness of red. The light of gold and silver. A touch of sophistication with purple. Blue and yellow. Space. 10,421 square kilometers. Varied scenery, something for every taste. Diverse climates, centuries of history, some stories, a few songs. Hundreds of thousands of persons and the method. Working with our hands, with grace. Hands that select, mix, pamper and make a toast. To tradition and innovation. To the tangible and intangible, to feelings and senses, to those present and to those to come. And the final touch? Gaiety, lots of it, as much as possible. Try it. What does the fiesta taste of? What does it sound like? It's simple. The recipe is Navarra.
Okay, and now to end up with some hints to plan your trip. So, Jose Maria, when are we going to travel and who are we going to travel with?
Yes, where are you traveling? That's a good question. I mean, there are very different weathers, climates, so we have very different colors. It depends of the season, but you can find different colors as every time of the year that is you travel here. And who are you traveling with? Well, you can find a good place here in Navarra to travel with kids and family, because it's a very non-massificated destination with very nice rural houses all around the territory. But also you can find, for example, to travel in a kind of trip for two, for example, that you have everything you need for a romantic trip.
Romantic trip, it's okay. Okay, so another hints how to plan your trip. You have the roads in Navarre, okay? So different ideas. You have here the map, of course, to know where we are. Different places to come as well, and different ways of coming. You have different ways of arriving to Navarre. Apart from the airplane, you have the opportunity to reach Navarre by train, of course, and even by car or motorhome, or I don't know, something related to camping that is quite easy. And Netherlands country is used to take it, to come to our places. So let's see with Beatriz, with different kinds of accommodation are you able to use? Thank you.
Exactly. So we are going to see the different ways of feeling at home in our kingdom. As you can imagine, well, maybe you can't imagine. Imagine yourself in the middle of a desert, sleeping in bubbles. You can practice that in Navarra. Or sleeping on the top of a trip in a little house with all the accommodations. Hotels in Navarra are really originals, caves, historical places, and overall rural cottages. We are the kingdom of the rural areas, calm places, green places, with very, very few people in villages in which maybe you will find 15 or 20 people living there. More practical apartments in the city towns as well. And our top accommodation is the campsite, sustainable campsite, outdoor, breathing fresh air. And well, I invite you to come to Navarra to feel this Navarra effect. And before finishing, I just want to say thank you on behalf of Navarra Tourism, to Tour España in general, this office in Netherlands in particular, his director, Ignacio, all the team. Thank you for giving us this opportunity of showing a little jewel in the north of Spain. And now I'm going to hand over to Marlies. Say goodbye.
Dankjewel, Turismo de Navarra. Nou, zij en wij hopen dat u genoten heeft van deze presentatie. Chat of mail met ons als u nog vragen heeft of meer informatie wil. Of bezoek natuurlijk de online stand van Turismo de Navarra op de vakantiebeurs. En vergeet niet de quiz te doen, waarmee u, zoals ik al eerder zei, een hele leuke prijs kunt winnen. Namelijk een weekend voor 2 personen op een camping in Navarra. En een leuke fietstocht erbij. Dank voor uw aandacht. En we sluiten nu nog even af met een leuke video, zodat u helemaal in het Navarra-effect bent. Dank u wel en fijne dag verder.
Thank you.